and they need to focus on retirement. So they need to know that they can pass the baton on to some bright, shining, intelligent stars. And today I'm just going to talk about how you can make sure that you are positioned to be that person that they pass the baton to, okay? So I am the founder of Beyond the Sky Solutions, and we do 3 different service lines. Education for professionals so they can have their continuing education credits, as well as consulting, which, believe it or not, has been keeping me extremely busy during Corona, opening up different assisted living homes, and also a very large building that's coming, which is very exciting. So the third line is placement. So we have different placement consultants out there in the community helping families to find the different assisted livings and senior care. My main thing is, though, that I love encouraging others. That is definitely my call. And it's nice to see some folks on here that I have connected with in my travels doing well and keeping their self going. So I'm going to share my screen. From beginning, start from beginning, here we go. All right, so I want to share with you a little bit about me because, you know, if you don't know me, you're kind of like, well, why should I listen to you today? Well, let me start off with, I raised 4 boys by myself. And that was quite a challenge, but I have to say I'm very proud of my sons. I'm very proud of who they are. I'm a grandma of 5 now. And I had an interesting journey in healthcare. So when I first started out in healthcare, I was limited on money, of course, taking care of 4 kids. And I went to an adult school to take an office class on how to, at the time, because this was a long time ago, technology was not what it is today. We had to do everything by paper and by books and codes and things. So I took a medical office class, and I went to go work for Sharp Healthcare through a volunteer program. And in that volunteer program, we were basically learning how to work in the different settings. So fast forward about 3 months of me volunteering, I caught the attention of someone that had the power to actually hire me. And I started my journey in Sharp Healthcare, and that journey lasted me for 18 years. But before I actually, let me back up, before I actually had started at Sharp, I had worked with a skilled nursing facility that was horrible. It was so bad that within a year of me working there, the state came in and shut it down. That's how bad it was. This was a long time ago, okay? But let me tell you, I did not go without work. So let me clarify. I did not go without work because people that I interacted with at the skilled nursing facility saw my heart and saw my dedication. So one of the things that is kind of a joke or things that people say out in the community about people job hopping, You know, you get a business card from someone at a mixer, and actually I take business cards and I put the date on them of when I met that person at that company, because I say they might see me at another mixer in a couple of months and hand me a totally different business card, and then I put the new date on it. It's a musical chairs. And a lot of times people will say, oh, it's because that company or that place, I couldn't work for so-and-so, I couldn't work for that person. But then later you see them at another company. A lot of times that happens because a person doesn't hold on to who they are. They don't hold on to their truth, and they don't hold on to their goals. We act from a place of fear, and we act from a place of, I have bills to pay, versus what do I really want to do and be in my life. So when I started my journey in the SHARP system, I knew that I didn't want to always do what I was doing, which was filling in for people. I did pretty much anything that needed to be done to fill out, truly fill out the different departments and the different opportunities. So I have to say that in my journey, I went from different departments because I did not at that time really have a strong hold of my end goal. So if there is anything that I can give you today, and that is for you to really hone in, what is your ultimate goal? Is every position you're working in going to get you to your ultimate goal? Is every volunteer opportunity that you're taking going to get you to your ultimate goal? Okay. So you have to be strategic in your plan of where you're working, where you're volunteering, and where you're spending your time. Okay. You cannot have the buckshot approach with creating your future. And I'm telling you that because there are many, many times I've had the buckshot approach and I wasn't very strategic and I was a little bit all over the place. So I want you to take some tools today to help you shape your end result. And I know what it looks like. I know what it looks like right now with coronavirus. I'm not going to sit here and BS you, okay? It looks very scary. And we're all sitting in a place of, okay, when is this going to be over? There's so much different news. There's so many different reports. But let me tell you this, you cannot focus on that. You cannot give all your energy to what is being said in the media. You have an edge over the rest of the world right now that you are in healthcare. And we have faced different diseases and illnesses in the past. You already know, wash your hands. You know, don't spread germs, sanitize, clean. You already know this stuff. Don't let the media place more fear in you than what is the natural fear that is healthy fear that helps you to keep yourself safe. Because there is a healthy fear that causes you to move forward, okay? So a couple of questions that I want you to really ask yourself today and write down is, what is the highest personal values that you have in your life? What do you care the most about in your life? For me, it was my 4 sons. It was me being able to provide for them. It was me being able to be an example for them. And one of those examples was, I did not want to be on food stamps. I did not want to be on any Section 8 housing. I did not want to be with my hand out. So I had to work extra hard and figure out a way to maneuver being present for my sons. So they were my highest thing for me to push forward. So when you identify what is your why, what pushes you forward, and you hang on to that, you'll be able to overcome fear. Because then you're no longer just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for a purpose or for a person or for people. What happens is a lot of times we're so focused on self, we can't overcome the fear to push through and keep going. In this time with the coronavirus, we have to keep pushing, regardless of what it looks like. And what a lot of it looks like are lies. Okay? So you have to remember, what is your why? Daily affirmations. What are you feeding your mind? Who else is feeding your mind? I love that you're doing this group, because this is a place where you all can encourage one another. Even if you're not having a meeting, you can send each other emails, text messages, call each other, and just send a word of encouragement to one another. Whatever you're putting in your mind will be your reality. Being a woman of color, I have faced a lot of negative things in my life. I've been told that I wasn't smart enough. And in many cases, I was not. I didn't have the degree yet. I had to go back to school and get my degree. So I was working, raising 4 kids, and going to school. I was living off of 3 hours of sleep, and I still look good. So, you have to not allow your mind to be fed things that are negative, or let people speak into your life that put you down. So I've had to clean house with a lot of people in my life that kept telling me I couldn't, I wouldn't, but I just couldn't deal with that anymore. So do not let people be in your head that don't lift you up, okay? I want you to get a cat mentality. Now, I don't like cats. They make my eyes water, and I start sneezing and coughing, and it's a bad scene, okay? But if you look at a cat, I thought about this. If you watch a cat, this picture is so excellent in describing what the cat thinks. Cats are social animals whose personalities aren't set in stone. They don't care. I want you to take time and watch a cat. Okay? You have to be flexible. You have to be willing to try something new, do something new, put yourself out there. Even if you mess it all up, you have to try. That's part of overcoming fear. Okay? So take it from a cat that they just go all over the neighborhood and go where they want to go, and they're flexible. And some cats, right? Cats are not concerned with what other cats think about them. Too often, we are held back because we're so concerned about what Susie May over here thinks about you. You keep your eyes focused in a mirror, looking at yourself and talking to yourself your good qualities, and remind yourself of the qualities that you want to change or fix, okay? But cats don't worry about other cats. Cats walk out in the street with an attitude that we will stop for them. You notice that cats will just walk all in the street, on the sidewalk. They don't care, and no fear, but they do move quickly, okay? They don't just sit, they see the car coming and just sit there and be like, okay, run me over. They will move quickly. So when you overcome the fear of stepping out into something new, move quick, right? Even if you don't have everything from A to Z put together, you learn as you go. Because if you wait too long, somebody else is going to jump on it. Okay? Cats will come sit on your lap with an attitude that you will give them what they want. What do you want? There were times in my career that because I was holding on to the fact I was taking care of my 4 sons, I needed more money. And I would have to show why I deserved more money to higher ups. Okay? So I did get more money. All right? But you have to know what you want and have a humble confidence about yourself. Don't be pushy and annoying and like, I'm going to take over the world no matter what people say. People don't want to help people like that. But you have to have confidence. Okay? Cats know when to sit to themselves and think of another strategy. You ever watch a cat sit in the corner to themselves and they're kind of just, you know, licking and looking around? Scientific studies have shown that cats are actually smart animals. You don't give them what they want, they're going to think of another strategy to get it, even if that means climbing on the counter and getting it themselves. So you have to know what you want and not be afraid to come up with a strategy to get it. And it's not strategies to hurt other people. It's to do what you all are doing today, working together to get there. You want to always explore options for growth. Always. So some of the most successful people in the world are people who know what problem that they want to fix in the world. What is it in the world that you see that gets to you so much that you just want to jump on it and fix the world? What is that problem? Identify what that is and figure out, can you volunteer to make a change? And when I say volunteer, you volunteer so you can have an opportunity to actually be hired. And then once you're hired, you have to work on a strategy so that you can advance without hurting others. What happens to a lot of people often is they decide to step on people. And that doesn't last for the long term. I've been in healthcare for, wow, almost 30 years now. And you will not hear of me stepping on somebody's neck or head or feet to get where I'm going. Okay? You have to be willing to work with other people. So when you volunteer, you're volunteering to see, what is this organization about? Can I really be part of this organization to help fix this problem? Do I want to be part, or am I just feeling a part of my time making the world better? Okay. Rank your preferable skills. Write down, what are your true skills, your sellable skills? What are those skills, and rank them? And whatever is at the bottom of your list, look for opportunities to take a class, to listen to YouTube University. YouTube University has some wonderful educators and information to help you to grow if you don't have the funds to take a class. Never let money keep you from growing. Okay? Find you a mentor to help you. There's a lot of us old goats that would love to help you, okay? But you gotta ask. I've had some wonderful women in my career help me and mentor me. And I have, you know, a wonderful mentor now. It never stops. Learning never stops. Okay? So whatever's at the bottom of that list, then that's what you need to focus on. So then your list should always be changing. All right? Evaluate different career paths. All right? I originally, in high school, wanted to be a movie director. That was my original plan. But then I was a bad little teenager and found myself pregnant with my oldest. So that's my story, right? And a lot of people have those kind of stories, but you have to overcome, right? So my career path changed, but I'm so glad it did. And it's still changing today. We should always be growing and evolving and finding new ways to make this world better, okay? Can you create your own company around a product or service that you design? So I worked at Silverado for almost 6 years, and I evolved in that organization over the years. When I left there, I really didn't have a plan of what I was going to do. I just knew that there were problems in the senior care world that I felt like I could help fix. And then that's when I started developing Beyond the Sky Solutions. So sometimes a career path is not necessarily from a company to company. It could be you starting your own. So my advice to you is, if you want to start your own business, make sure you have 6 months worth of income saved in the bank that you can fall back on when times are rough while you're growing your business. Don't just go cold turkey like I did. Wasn't too smart. I'm willing to share my mistakes and errors so that you don't do it. That's what us old goats should do, is help you not make the mistakes we've made. Okay? So create a career portfolio. A lot of people have gotten away from this, but it still is a good thing to do, is get different jobs, try different things. Even in my time at Sharp, I was doing things like selling insurance, selling makeup. I was doing all kinds of things for extra income and for fun and for me to connect with people. Do you know how many rich, wealthy people I know in this county because I had a makeup party at their house? Or I volunteered with my one friend's catering company and went out to a catering event and met some awesome people that have helped me in my journey. So never discount taking your extra time that you would spend in front of the television, volunteering somewhere, because your connection for your future might be at that particular event. Make sense? Maybe, possibly. Okay. Always have different revenue streams, because what we're seeing right now is a lot of people put all their eggs in one basket. And so either they've lost their job, and I've been laid off twice within the Sharp system when they changed different departments and things. But I didn't go without working, because people who I was connected to or knew said, come work with us. So always be good to everyone you meet, because you never know who will be your next boss. Okay? So always have, I know I went all over the place with that one, but that one's big. Make sure you have different revenue streams so that you're never without any type of income. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Always be doing something on the side of what you're doing, even if that's investments. Learn how to do investments. There's a lot of investment clubs right now. My sons are making a lot of money right now with an investment club. So never, and they're your age. You guys are all young, right? 30 and younger or around there. So explore, okay? Speak success over your life every single day, even when it looks bad, even if you're jobless. You speak what you want every day. Every day. I know what I want for Beyond the Sky Solutions, and I speak it every day. I'm going to be like the sleeper cell. They'll be like, where did this company come from? Like I said earlier, become deaf to negativity and don't make promises you can't keep. So when you're in an interview, I've interviewed a lot of people over my career that they make all these big promises. Don't make promises you can't keep. Be honest and be real of what your ability is to do the job. Be truthful, okay? If you're doing proposals, I do a lot of proposals for people for consulting. And in those proposals, I'm honest with them about what I can do and what my people who work with me can do. So, you know, be honest. Always be honest. When you do a job, give it 120%. So people are never disappointed if you can only give them 100. Okay? There's going to be days when you can't hit that high point. You're going to be tired, exhausted, in a mood, not yourself. But if you deliver on the high point, when you have those high points and then you're just not quite on that high point, it's okay. People get it. All right? But always be real with who you are and honest with yourself. And be willing to sacrifice. You know how many people they judge you by what car you drive, what shoes you wear, is it name brand, is it, who cares? Who cares? Because my car is going to get me to the same spot you just arrived at. Don't get caught up in materialism. Every dime that you make, you need to be investing it in you, investing it in the market, investing it in your business, invest it back into you. Having a $500 car note is crazy. I'm telling you, because you're young folks, y'all be flossing. I don't know what the words are now. My kids laugh at me. Flogging, flossing, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, take your money and invest it back into your future. You all know from a lot of these elderly people who come and they need to move into an assisted living or they need home care and they don't have money. That's because they didn't plan. Okay? You have to have your end goal in your mind. Have it on paper. Look at it at least once a week if you can't do it daily. Speak success over yourself. Okay? That's very important. The words that you speak will shape your reality. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you say you can't do something, then you're right. You can't do it. You can't do it. I told myself, I'm going to learn how to make my own tortillas. I went and got some masa. Oh, God, you talk about a hot mess in my kitchen. But I was determined. Okay? But before I used to say, oh, I can't make my own. I can't. Well, yeah, I keep saying it, then I can't do it. People who succeed and people who get what they want in life tell themselves they can have it. That's what they tell themselves. So I cannot tell you, I cannot express more than to say your mind is a battlefield. Your mind is a battlefield. And what you plan to do in that battlefield will shape whether or not you win. Okay? And those of you that know me, you see me out, I'm smiling, I'm friendly. I don't try to step on anybody or do anybody wrong because you won't have longevity. In order for you to win a battle, you have to have a good army. So all of you, you're each other's army to work together, to help one another, to win. Never discount working with other people, collaborating with other people. I know some of these people out here will tell you, you know, stomp on them, crush on them. Oh no, that'll last you for a little bit, but then you'll find yourself very empty on the inside and very alone. So build a strong network and a strong team that thinks like you, and you can support each other. Oh, hey, Kelly, there's this job over there. You know, I looked at it. It's not really good for me, but I'm wondering if maybe you want to check it out. That's how you help each other. Or, hey, I went to this interview, and in the interview, I realized that it wasn't for me, but I actually brought you up. You know, I don't know if I stepped out of line, but I know you're looking. Help each other. You'll find that you'll get blessed when you help others. So what will senior care look like in the future? It's technology. It's, you know, and I took this computer class years ago for coding, and I hated it. And I regret that I quit. Because right about now, I could be a millionaire, right? Selling stuff. So what it looks like is devices and cameras and telemedicine and virtual tours and new alarms and monitors, equipment. Do you have a talent to either create, develop, or sell technology? If you're a salesperson and you're a good salesperson, you hone in your skills on sales, you hone in your skills in networking, you hone in your skills on connecting with other people. Because there's a lot of money to be made in sales that are not specifically targeted towards moving people into a building or getting them onto a home care service, right? So look at technology and what's happening in technology right now. So what will senior care look like in the future? It looks like you. I know what it's looking like with the coronavirus, but if you look at history, all pandemics, diseases phase out. There's going to be a period of when this is over. It will be over. We'll have other challenges because that's what living brings, challenges. Those that survive are the people that figure out how to maneuver in the challenge. So this is your moment. This is your open door moment to figure out how are you going to maneuver and open several doors for your future. This is really a time for you to figure it out, your future. When I was laid off of one position, I was like, whoo, thank goodness. I was miserable. Sometimes people shut doors for you that you won't shut for yourself. You're operating in a position or with a company that you're not going to thrive in. You're not going to grow in. But because you get comfortable in getting a check, you stay there. You have to be okay with being uncomfortable so that you can really get what you want to get for the future. There is freedom in many storms. I can tell you, I've faced so many storms. I have faced so many storms, and I've come through each of them. And I said, whoo, I made it. Now let's see what else is coming. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I've had people work for me, and I invest my time and energy in them, and they leave. And I help them. Some of them, I helped them to leave. Some of them, you know, they just decide I couldn't. And that's okay. And you move on. I've had all kinds of stuff, and I won't get into everything. But you have to believe in yourself. So this is a great quote that I hang on to is, she believed she could, so she did. Believe in yourself. There's freedom in coming through. There's freedom. So I am not one of